Ow. Thank you.
When ow.
When
Yes.
owl.
When ow. I
When
actually
owl.
would like to give that a nice
Evening, Dol.
evening, Con. How are
How
we?
are you?
I'm good in you.
All right, thanks. You're a little cold.
No, funny enough, not. Um, ooh, I should actually turn that audio down so I don't get a loop. No, it's actually quite warm for weird for the weird part of how our country's currently going through a ice age.
Hey, it's not that bad. I went outside this morning without a. I was about to say without a shirt on, but no, that's not right.
That's definitely not right. Yeah, there's no way in fuck you'd go outside.
Thank you so much. Dinner, as I was saying, dinner and a show, except we're both.
We are the show, and how? I don't want to know. I don't think I want to know.
What? How are we the show?
Yeah.
Dylan, we're live with
Oh
a
no, sorry.
podcast.
How are we the dinner?
No, what?
What?
Well,
Well, okay. Anyway, so
sorry, just getting my glasses on so we can
is it
start.
mine or is it your turn this week?
I was first, second. You. You're fourth. You're evens.
Are you sure? Wasn't I first?
You forgot to change the title.
Two.
We are just something about this being a potluck episode, maybe.
We
You can
are
change it without pulling down the stream. Professionalism.
professionals when we are doing all of this. I have no clue where the hell you do that, dude.
Go edit. No, go. There's an edit button. There's chat, and then there's edit. There's a little pen. You click on that.
Uh, well, I mean, pretty much still works. The title. I mean, we have opinions on each other's favorite media.
Yeah, but this isn't
Okay, so what
each
you want
other
to put a
potluck because
potluck?
with the theme of potluck tonight, I actually have food. Thank you, my love, my wonderful wife, Stephanie.
Mine's busy strewing, busy brewing, busy doing his thing. All right, updated potluck on pop culture news.
Yeah, and it's been a goddamn dry week.
It actually has. I mean, we usually come up with our dinners, our
And then it's
nights. Yes, our dinners, our episodes, sort of the week before, so it gives us a week to plan ahead. And we decided we were going to try and go with the perspective of pop culture news, everything kind of happening currently with anything pop culture, and it kind of was very difficult.
yeah, there was so little. Like, granted, there was pop culture news, but
Well, I mean,
it's not like
nowadays
there
pop
was a
culture
lot.
mostly refers to celebrities and shit that
Yeah,
they're
but
doing. That isn't the current aspect of what we're referring to in terms of pop culture.
yeah, when we think about it,
Yeah.
uh, but granted there was news, but nothing huge. You know,
Well, some things are huge. Some things we are again choosing not to talk about due to potential circumstances that could arise from such conversations. So we are refraining from doing so, but that is obviously our choice. Um, and again, we are going to be discussing quite a few things that might have spoilers or our ideas of what could happen potentially, especially
well,
with things coming out very, very soon.
yeah, I mean, I've got okay, that's not part of that. Yeah, I've got three things aside from what we've got on the docket. But shall we jump into it?
Yeah, well, let's jump into it. I think we can start with the very biggest thing, which is actually some information you dropped on me. would be this situation.
Yeah. Black Widow, the Scarlett Johansson.
Versus
Um,
Disney Plus Battle Royale or Showdown or 1v1 sniper shootout. Uh,
uh,
so would you like to explain exactly what happened and what the fuck is going on between these two? I mean, you would expect that since, Disney being Disney and owning pretty much fucking everything, could do whatever the fuck they please.
yeah, you'd think that, hey. But so I've got a bit of a rundown here, which is that Scarlett Johansson, the star of the Marvel movie Black Widow,
Oh no,
filed a
really?
lawsuit Thursday in Los Angeles Superior Court against Disney, alleging her contract was breached when the media giant released the film on its Disney Plus streaming service at the same time as the theatrical debut. So, a bit of information that a lot of people don't know about how actors' contracts work is that they don't get, like they'll have this massive amounts of money. This is what you're going to get paid, and then that's it. What it usually is that the actors have got an amount they're going to get paid to be in the movie, and then additional box office returns. So
Yeah,
they get paid depending on how well the movie does in cinemas.
yeah,
And the the language is usually very specific about where that money needs to come from. So in an instance like this, where the movie was released on Disney Plus, people are still paying that Disney Plus premium on top of their Disney Plus um, subscription fee. You have to pay like $30 to get access to the movie.
but I think on the
And
downside to that, it doesn't. Those numbers do not play into the box office outcomes in terms of
no,
the revenue
because
and
that's
stuff made because this is all Disney funding.
yeah, it's
So
all it's in Disney's little, their little ecosystem. So I think that's where the issue is coming from. Is that
because they're naturally making money out of their subscription on the Disney Plus um,
yeah,
streaming side, but then in essence losing money out on what would be made at box office, which
no, 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 no,
essentially
no. So that's something a lot of people don't know. Is that also same thing happened with Mulan? Is that you can't just have a Disney Plus subscription and then watch Black Widow. You have to pay an extra $30 to effectively rent Black Widow for Frozen. Hey, okay, no, there. Now I'm back. Um, to rent Black Widow on top of the amount that you're paying for your Disney Plus subscription.
yeah. So,
So
but again, like if you're looking as you stated, they make additional money depending on how well the film itself makes it in the box office.
yes,
Taking it
in
out
box
of box
office.
office and providing it to a streaming service for view kind of gets rid of that.
Yeah,
It's
I know. I think you're the same as me. Is that I will rather pay a little extra and watch it at home rather than schlep myself out to
yeah,
a
but
theater.
also thinking about it, I mean, they've made a bit of a bad situation if you're looking at Disney's side from everything going on in the world. I think they try to make a positive aspect out of a release of something that couldn't really do much in the box office, especially because a lot of places are either closed or restricted, or so I
I know.
can
I
kind
don't
of
think.
I can kind
I
of
don't think Disney. Yeah.
this is fucking no, but I can kind of see where Disney's getting if they looked at it from that perspective. I could kind of get that idea, but the question is, did they look at it from that perspective? Or did they just look at it as fuck it, let's do it the other way?
No, I think that Disney's just trying to make money here. I
Either
don't think
way,
that they're
Disney
doing.
would have made money.
Yeah, but this is them making extra money. They're the
Well, if we
biggest
if we
media giant in the world.
yeah, if we refer to our previous, well, our very first podcast that has no VOD, do you really think they would have made the money anyway? I mean, getting the reviews out well enough, early enough. I mean, you have one person that's a well-known video or movie critic go watch the movie first and then go and talk about it online. They kind of already tell you it's bad, everyone's not going to go watch it until they can just get it at a later stage. Talora is saying John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are doing the
Krasinski.
same. Krasinski. Sorry, fuck. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are doing the same thing as Scarlett Johansson because of a Quiet Place.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Fuck. Okay. So there's another piece of media that we obviously didn't find. Thanks to Laura. Again, thank you to all our wonderful viewers. Currently there, we currently have 2, but that is beautiful as always. Um, but yeah, so it's I can kind of see where it comes from the actor's perspective, but that's them expecting good returns, whereas the company itself is just looking for revenue. So it's who's looking out for whose best interest sort of situation.
Yeah, John Krasinski suing Paramount over Quiet Place Part 2.
For what particular reason?
Um, because Paramount has shortened their theatrical run, and Paramount has now also brought out their own streaming service. So I assume that they're pulling it from cinemas and just putting it on the streaming service, and that's what they're mad about.
Well, I mean, it's a company's made a product for the world. How they put it out there is sort of up to them, but again, it's also dependent on what's stated and stipulated in the contracts.
Yeah, so I think it will come down to what's said in the contracts and how they going to handle that.
Mm.
Because that's where that's the only legal standing they're going to have.
And also, it's kind of again dependent on whether people even wasted their time even purchasing it on Disney Plus. Because if they made no money through box office and they didn't make any additional costs or for the additional $30 rent on Disney Plus, it's a lose-lose situation. So whether you fight it or not much is coming out of it.
Yeah, but I mean, the A Quiet Place Part 1 had such a massive cult following that I think
No, you see, but
Quiet
that's
Place Part
obviously starting looking at something that is potentially extremely well done and extremely made and so forth. And obviously referring back to our previous um, podcast, we've put our opinions out, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the other people have as well, with similar views.
2. Yeah,
So
but we'll see which way it swings because I mean, as far as lawsuits in the US or in this world, there's bigger ones flying at the moment.
yeah,
So I think we're gonna have to wait a while to hear back about Scarlett Johansson versus Disney Plus.
and also being a massive company like Disney, having the ability to make things run longer than it's necessary is a potential. I mean, they probably have lawyers up the wazoo busy dealing with whatever the fuck they need to when they need to. So
Oh, yeah, no, I would, like Disney's one of those companies that I would not want to go
toe
toe
to
to
toe
toe
with,
with.
yeah, very much agreed. But moving on from a unhappy topic from an unhappy point of view to something I think you and I are probably very excited for.
Which is what?
The trailer for Ghostbusters Afterlife has officially dropped.
Okay, I haven't seen the one
Both trailers.
that supposedly has the remaining original cast in it.
Neither have
Uh,
I actually. I think I only watched the second trailer, which includes pretty much like promotional videos from the first cast in their movie. Not
okay.
for the movie itself, but for the Ghostbusters crew, the characters themselves promoting their company. That was then played into this because obviously the this is a continuation of the children or grandchildren thereof of um, one of the members of the Ghostbusters. You know, not being very wealthy, handing over his only property to his child and grandchild, which obviously part of that property then included the elusive
Ecto One.
Ecto One.
Look, my biggest worry with this movie is that it's a cash grab. Ghostbusters holds a very, very dear place in my heart, um, and I just worry that it's just who is it? Warner Brothers.
Yes, it is Warner Brothers, and I think it's the. I think on that idea as well. If you're looking at a cash grab, I think that already started because of the second film, the the Ghostbusters 2 follow up or reincarnation. I'm not quite sure of how they wanted to put it. But yeah, this continuation though, however, comes directly from the first movie of Ghostbusters. So I think a lot of references made to those movies will occur, which is actually quite exciting, especially, you know, since it was a very good movie of its time and we enjoyed the fuck out of it.
Look, I was raised on movies like Ghostbusters, so as I said, special place in my heart. But I I still worry about. It's like if there was. Look, I didn't grow up with Back to the Future. I watched it much later on in life, but it would be the same thing as if they came out and said, "Oh no, we're making Back to the Future 4." You know.
Yeah, so that would be, I mean, it's intense character or actor reselection, actor and actress reselection, because obviously those those people aren't the age of their characters anymore. So going with Back to the Future, I mean, you'd have to try and pass forward to the generation or the next generation of Marty McFly, whereas as they've done with this film. But again, it's if something we've appreciated because of the past and how well the movie went. I think with your aspect is you're afraid that it flops and then brings down the good name of Ghostbusters.
The original Ghostbusters was a character-driven story. I mean, if you look at the original cast, and I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off without having, the let me just get their names up here.
But I don't even necessarily don't not looking at the cast, the previous cast, but looking at the current cast. I know for a fact that Paul Rudd and
Look,
your
having
wife said the name not too long ago.
Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, Finn Wolfhard being in the movie, being the grandchild, and then Paul Rudd being the son of one of the previous characters. Or
But if you look at, I'm not saying the original cast. I'm just saying the original four. Okay, actually, this cast is amazing. I mean, it's Bill Murray, excuse me, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, and Rick Moranis. Unfortunately, Harold Ramis isn't with us anymore. Um, and look, if they could just get Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd back,
I think
because
they attempted to, because when I was reading, there were a few snippets of media where they got the point of view of being the original cast being approached by Warner Brothers, saying we're making the movie. Um, if you'd like to make the cameo towards, as part of the film to try and give that back to the original Ghostbusters, you know, um, je ne sais quoi, beautiful piece. Excuse my French. Uh, I think a lot of them. I think there were two of the previous actors that were completely staying away from it. I think Bill Murray had his skepticism about it, but I guess we'll have to wait and see which ones have officially agreed and which ones didn't.
yeah. Or until we watch the trailer.
Yeah, well,
That's probably a good place to start.
I think only one character appeared, if I'm not mistaken. I read somewhere that only one character appeared in the actual trailer itself. But then obviously looking at the part of um, the trailer that I had watched, I had seen those particular videos, or the videos that I'm referring to, where they um, you know
Because I remember I was
advertised.
very very hyped when I saw that initial trailer where you don't know what's happening. It just zooms in on that barn, and you've got all the green lightning, and
Yeah,
then the wind kicks up, and the sheet moves off, and you see the the ghost in the no entry symbol, the
yes,
Ghostbuster
yeah,
symbol.
where they lift the cover off the Ecto
Hmm.
One. Yeah,
Well, that was I was so hyped for that, but then I found out that it wasn't going to be like a true sequel. They weren't going to be. It was going to be one of those like new generation. They're trying to like.
they're trying to make it a continuation that they can flow into the next generation, and then obviously when this generation gets older, they will flow into the following generation after that.
But I don't think it's going to go that well.
Yeah, no,
I
but
have my fears.
we've definitely seen a lot of examples in the past of where that has gone extremely wrong, extremely fast. So
Yep.
I think this is
Because
another
they
thing
keep
where
trying to take these beloved classic series or cult movies and then
reproduce them
trying
or
to
trying to. It's
yeah.
it's that old reference of beating a horse to death to bring it back to life, just to beat it to death again.
Yeah.
So
And look, I think Ghostbusters had its time. Um, I think it might be a bit over. Like it's not the right time.
well, I mean, we'll have to see how well it does. I mean, the cast itself that they're currently using for the new one is not a bad cast at all.
No, no, it's
I
not.
mean, excited just for like generally knowing that the actors or the uh,
Yeah, and
yeah,
I mean,
people
Paul
that
Rudd's
they've.
spoken on how excited he is, and that's it's
Especially,
quite exciting.
yeah, we definitely care how Paul Rudd feels because we love Ant Man to death. So, uh,
Yeah, of course. I'll go and see Ghostbusters just because
just
of Paul
because of
Rudd.
Paul Rudd, no, definitely,
Yeah,
I agree with that one. But no, it's also very exciting to see if they do it well enough to see part of our childhood kind of flourish and come to life again, but in
but then
better
again, that's
graphics.
if they do it right.
Yeah, we'll ignore
Um,
like we're ignoring the Incredible Hulk. We will also to ignore Ghostbusters 2.
but the one thing that I hope they don't try and do with this is pump in a bunch of VFX for the or SFX special effects for this because the original was relied so heavily on practical special effects that I'm hoping that it sticks to that.
Well, I mean, with the way uh, animation and CGI has progressed,
Yeah, but then
from then.
it's not gonna feel like a Ghostbusters movie if they pump it full of special effects.
Yeah, but the Ghostbusters movie didn't really feel like a real ghost busting movie. Now did it?
Yes, it did. It will always feel that way,
Definitely not
especially
with a floating green snot ball, being captured in a little box.
dude. Some
But
of those were amazing for their time, and
they
I
were.
still
That's why I said
hold.
they were their time. They were amazing for their time. It is, however,
Yes.
new age,
Yeah,
new.
but we don't need to go like, especially with like the Slimer stuff, like using a lot of the same models that they did, and even like you've got on the screen, there's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. All of that, if they can look, we've got very good practical special effects now. If they could stick to practical special effects, um, so I'm not saying use the same quality of special effects. I'm saying use what we have today as far as practical special effects goes, but don't just heavily rely for everything that needs to be a special effect to be computer generated.
Yeah, kind of try and build the world and then add in what's not possible afterwards.
Yes, because getting Slimer to like vomit green shit all over everyone. That is possible
Yeah, but don't
in
make it a CGI where people have to
don't
fake
yeah
being
don't
vomited on. No, definitely
yes
agree. Yeah.
because there's a scene that sticks out in my mind, which is when Bill Murray's character gets like shellacked in Simon's goo, and he's just sort of standing there, and you've got the stuff dripping off of him, and you could see it like coming for him.
Yeah, but
There,
you could also,
he's still
yeah,
covered in it.
you could see a pure reaction to being covered in something
Yeah,
extremely nasty.
it's not acting as though you're being covered in
Yeah,
stuff.
it's reacting to being covered. No, I
Yeah.
definitely agree. Put it out to the viewers as well. What are your opinions? Are you guys excited uh, at the announcement of a continuation of the next generation of Ghostbusters, or do you guys also have your reservations, much like we do, in fears that it completely fucks up what initially is our point of view of the Ghostbusters? I mean, the original Ghostbusters, the view of it won't change, but knowing that future generations, when referring to Ghostbusters, might refer to the second one and the Afterlife version, whereas the OG was
Afterlife is
spectacular.
this one.
Say again?
Afterlife is this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Ghostbusters 2 and Afterlife, if they
Look,
refer to those more than the
Ghostbusters
original
2
one,
is still canon, so they have to kind of accept. Um,
my mind is okay to wash that completely from the cinematic universe and just keep. It should, the second one do as well, if not better. Happy to keep that one out of the way completely.
yeah, I'll agree with you there. Okay, moving on. Do you care about Grease?
Greased, as in
Grease.
the musical.
Yes.
Yes,
As
absolutely.
in, I got chills.
As in
Uh,
John Travolta busy
yes.
dancing his fucking skinny ass on top of a car.
Yeah. Do you care about that at all?
Partially, yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
What do you mean? Oh wow.
because I don't. But
I grew up
while we,
on that type of shit, dude.
hey, so did I. But Grease, I dodged. Um, while we're speaking about beating a dead horse with another dead horse,
Please don't tell me they're
um,
making a new Grease.
Grease: Rise of the Pink Ladies, a prequel set 4 years before the events of the original Grease, has received a series order at Paramount for Paramount Plus.
Could we just not?
Okay, moving on.
If I'm not mistaken, there was also a Footloose expectation of continuation or re-release of a Footloose.
Footloose. There was a new Footloose movie in 2011.
Uh, oh, okay, no, I remember that one as well. But yeah, again, some things they're not dead. They live on with us. They live on in us for the rest of our lives. Can we leave it that way, please?
No.
Any of you major companies out there watching this low-level stream, just leave the good shit alone and try and come up with better shit.
Yeah,
Just
that's the thing is that if they could just come up with new stuff.
yeah, I mean, I'm all excited and like to see what they do next, but at the same time, from past experience, you guys fuck it up way too much. Then you do fix it. So please just leave certain things alone.
Yep.
But we will move on. Do you have a second category you would like to move on to?
Well, I've got another one, which is Clifford. The Clifford movie got it's now been pulled from the release schedule due to COVID-19,
Clifford the Big Red Dog.
and Abomination's been confirmed in Shang-Chi.
Oh,
You know,
so someone will have to go and
yes.
watch.
Look, it was confirmed when I saw it in the trailer when we saw Abomination basically like wail on Wong.
Yeah,
So yes, I will have to go back and watch again.
yeah. Well, it's only I think an hour and a half that you have to put your struggles through. Ignore the fact that Mark Ruffalo is not the as he now seems to be Canon Hulk. So
Incredible Hulk.
I do, however,
Uh,
hope that they use the same actor.
as far as I'm aware, it is the
For
same actor
Abomination.
playing Abomination. Yeah.
I am then happy.
Yeah, it's 112 minutes. That's too long. I thought we could also speak about the new trailers. So, stuff that's been announced.
They are Tim Roth as Abomination.
Yep.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, they decided to keep the villain, but not the hero.
Yeah, well, we've got a new hero that everyone's appreciated a lot more in terms of um, what they know as Canon Hulk. So keeping Mark
Yeah.
Ruffalo versing a Tim Roth, I'm okay with that.
I don't even think Hulk's gonna be near this movie.
I don't think so, but if
I
I
think
mean
they're
there could be
gonna.
future collaborations with it.
Oh
So
no, that definitely I mean, Abomination was already slated for the She-Hulk series, the Disney Plus She-Hulk series.
so
So,
there you go. I hope they
uh,
don't fuck that one up either. What was the other the part you wanted to throw forward?
there's a couple trailers that have been released this week.
Um, Being Spider-Man No Way Home.
Nope.
What?
You would have heard me screaming if
I
it was Spider-Man No Way Home.
well,
But no, there's like a new American Horror Story trailer, Army of Thieves, which is the prequel to Army of the Dead, which is that
horrible zombie.
I haven't actually watched it. There's a new Chucky movie
Again,
again.
what are
Another.
what is up with these massive companies just murdering and breaking everything that they touch?
Well, there's also Day of the Dead, another Romero's Day of the Dead.
Oh fuck!
Um, and Ghostbusters, Jujutsu Kaisen O, which I'm particularly excited for,
I definitely
and
know that.
another James Bond, because we needed another James Bond.
Well, when at some point there were talks about gotta find the actor's name in my vast knowledge of actors' names. Being the new James Bond,
Oh, Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yeah, but people went and shat all over themselves
Well,
about
yeah,
that.
there was a whole. I think there was even a comedian at one point busy going on about Idris Elba being in Scotland as 007 going, where did
Oh
he
yeah,
go?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, there he is.
He's the only black guy in all
Yeah,
of Scotland.
I, I,
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
yeah. So even though the joke, yes, might have gone a bit too far,
It,
the comedic
it's
timing
fair.
was funny. It was a joke, but
Um, but yeah, there's another James Bond.
we definitely know a few. Obviously, going back to Marvel, there are a few trailers we are busy waiting for.
Yeah, there's one
Announcements.
in particular.
Yes, well, when Spider-Man gets released, you will definitely be the first to know. You're definitely that type of guy.
Yes, and I will proceed to watch it over and
Yes,
over.
and analyze absolutely every frame by frame to
Yeah.
see if anything has changed. Yes, and by the way, if anyone's questioning, I am definitely bald. Thank you very much. It is shiny in here.
Oh, did you just notice
Yeah,
the
it's
shine that
brighter
you're
than
getting
I
on the
thought it was.
camera? But yeah, that's all I have.
Well, then, moving on to
Think.
something we can definitely discuss. That we have our reservations on, but at the same time are extremely excited about, being the Suicide Squad, the second movie release. Knowing for a fact the first one flopped harder than a dead horse. I think this one they found a dead horse and are just trying to revive it. In my
Yeah,
personal
but they're
opinion.
doing a great job.
Well, I mean, obviously, I made this joke, and it's something I'll still say again. Um, Pretty much just watching an entire cast talk to something that's invisible. Having John Cena run a main character within this film kind of very funny, but also at the same time, I'm very interested to see what they do and how they do it.
Look, that's another thing is they've got John Cena, Pete Davidson, Idris Elba, Sylvester Stallone, Nathan Fillion, Flula
They
Borg,
got Sylvester Stallone in this.
yeah, Taika Waititi, Peter Capaldi,
Hmm.
uh, Sean Gunn Weasel.
I don't know why that name always gets me. But yeah, I've watched
I'm
the.
I'm a little disappointed in the sparseness of like because there's Cleo Kaza, Daniela Malikor. I have no idea who she is, and Alice Braga as the and then of course Margot Robbie is.
Every actor or actress needs their time to shine. If they can
N-
get given a chance like this,
No,
any
I agree with
publicity
you
at this
there,
point
but
is good publicity.
still is looking at the listing, it's very thin, which
Well, I mean,
worries me.
if you look at the actors, the big actors that you usually focus on, I mean, looking back at the Tower, where you have Idris Elba, and then you do have these smaller parts, even though they are main
Yeah,
characters.
no, I'm
Your
not
brain
saying that.
kind
I'm
of skips
saying that
past that.
there's a lack of um, inclusion in this cast from what I can see at face value here. I'll have to do a bit of research, but
Well, I mean, this,
from
yeah,
my initial impression.
I,
But I'm still very excited to see John Cena in a superhero movie, and
just with two massive magnums running around.
it's and I mean it's directed by James Gunn, who's done excellent work on the Guardians franchise.
Yes, so
So hopefully, hopefully with the cast with as many great people in this movie,
James Gunn being the baby version of Michael Bay, where there are explosions, but maybe a bit more realistic than normal.
it's more realistic, except in the most unrealistic settings.
Yeah,
No, but
well,
James Gunn, I trust him as a director. He's shown what he can do multiple like twice now because both of the Guardians movies were absolute like roller coasters through and through.
absolute witness for me. So,
Yeah,
no,
and
definitely
with
excited,
her,
and also bringing in. We've discussed this many times. Having a director or a main crew that have worked well enough in the past to create mass, you know, followings in such movies. Like we look at Guardians of the Galaxy, being fantastically directed and scripted, and you know, just in generally very well made. Having them come on to try and you know, as I say,
resuscitate.
resuscitate this horse that is dying, I think it is probably one of the best decisions made.
Yeah, to get a director who knows what they're doing with source material as ridiculous as this, because right, you can take the Avengers, you can take most of the stuff that's been done in Marvel, and it's pretty serious. So you can usually get a pretty serious director, but you need to get a director for movies like this who know how to get the most out of the absolute ridiculousness that is the source material.
Yeah, I mean,
And I think they're doing
if
the right
we
thing with
yeah, I mean, if
James
you
Gunn.
refer to the trailer alone, that it was
Yeah, I mean, like all of them
stupidly
are like
fantastic.
they're
I
like
don't.
all like geared up, about to break into the place, and Harley Quinn walks around the corner.
Yeah, and she's like,
Like,
"Oh,
I can go back
yeah, I
inside.
can go back inside if you wanted to save me." And she like rips the shit out of the entire seriousness, and
Mm.
being able to do something like they have done the exact same thing in Guardians of the Galaxy, where serious situations occur, but immediately
There's
jokes are made, or some like the seriousness is taken out of it, but the
and
production of the movie, the quality has not dropped at any
yeah,
point.
that's my biggest
Expectation.
issue with no, not actually, but my biggest issue with DC movies is that they always take themselves too serious
Well, I mean,
or seriously.
as
Whereas
Deadpool would refer, "You're so dark. Are you not from the DC universe?"
exactly, and wherein the Marvel movies, they all have, except for, say, like Winter Soldier or Civil War, when there there is a need to be more serious, they
But
can
again,
pull that off without being self-serious.
yeah, but again, if you're looking at the characters that are being portrayed within those movies, those aren't your jokester characters. Those aren't your cocky whatever characters. Those are your upstanding and your serious characters. So I mean, having those types of
But
movies, they
there's,
obviously don't go too far. They're not over serious about everything, but
but
they
also
play it perfectly in terms of their
in
character.
even in those more serious movies, they're still able to have comedic moments that don't feel forced.
No, very much agreed. Um, a good reference being the Avengers: Age of Ultron, where Captain America does refer to mind your language, um, being
Yeah,
a over
but then they turn it
70-year-old man.
around on him,
Yeah, and they
and
turn
then
around
they
on him,
keep
and
going.
he's like, and I fucked up. So again, it's the exact same idea that try not throw too serious. I mean, unless
Mm.
you're playing a horror or a thriller-based, you know,
Yeah, like even in
situation.
Endgame, like where it's the most dire, like Justice League level, it's equivalent.
Yeah, I
They were
mean,
still able to keep a lightheartedness throughout.
yeah, I mean, if having Thanos kill, well, spoilers, anyone, everyone, spoilers. We will say this every time. But have Thanos killing um, Vision, and then everything being turned around. Thanos coming to the future, back forward to the future. He never really was, but is that situation of time travel. Thanos not knowing that he killed Vision to get the Mind Stone, and Scarlet Witch saying, "You took everything away from me," and him immediately saying, "I don't know who you are." Taking the seriousness out of that serious situation, adding a bit of comedy. I think it was very well done, and but I'm definitely very excited to see what James Gunn has done with Suicide Squad. Seeing the trailer alone, it looks a lot better from my idea of the previous movie. So
Look, I didn't even make it through the first movie.
it was on TV again the other night. We watched part of it, and again I just sat there going, "What the fuck was my first opinion of this?" And my first opinion was, "Wow, shit, okay." But now looking back, it's like, okay, they rushed through everything. I'm starting to find all the faults. I think it's because of this stupid podcast, but I'm starting to figure out all the faults of all of the shit that I watch, and
You can't switch the brain off anymore, can you?
nope. Now everything that comes through my brain has to be like, oh, how can I use this in my podcast? No, but very excited. Again,
Yeah, no.
chat. Any of you that are particularly excited, let us know as well.
And if anybody in chat has anything that they'd like us to have a look at, don't be scared to drop it in the chat. We've said chat too many
Yes,
times.
chat into chat.
Yeah.
I think some of these would be bots being Atten,
Oh no,
Chimer-
we've got a couple.
Chimergus, my wife, thank you, babe. Ex Expatiation, friendly
And then the
enough.
next four are real. So
Uh,
yay, go us.
totally naughty.
Well, totally not same. But thank you to any real people watching. Thank you.
Yes, for any of you out there, thank you again for watching. I think our view count is off according to what Twitch has. But yeah, fuck it. I think we'll
Mm.
move on to the next one. We've spoken a bit about series and stuff coming out, and you guys did see a quick glimpse because I fucked up. I saw this the other day, and this piqued my interest. Okay, first thing, I am a dog lover. Nothing against cat lovers. I'm just allergic. I have issues with some of them, but your cats, for instance, are my children as well. So I'm not that type of person. But
You see her in the background.
yeah,
There is a
she's
door
adorable.
over there.
She's adorable. I saw this trailer, and it's for a game for PlayStation 5 called Stray, where you wander the city of this not necessarily
It's
in a
very
specific city.
cyberpunk.
Very much a cyberpunk style look to it, but you're pretty much trying to find your way back home. Not really a full explanation of how the fuck you got out, but anyway. But you get to play as a cat moving through the city where you can literally do the game mechanics have set for you to actually act like a cat, where you can stretch out and claw at leather couches and chase mice, and you do eventually at some point pick up a robotic companion that sits in within a backpack or some sort on your back, which does try to obviously explain some game mechanics or try and give you a bit of lore from as a player point. But the graphics,
It,
the game style being a sort of a third person but um, direction based game where they kind of specified a way that you need to move. It's not really open world, um, but definitely a beautiful game. One I'm excited to actually see come out, and I know for a fact your wife would be as well.
if we ever end up getting a PS5.
Well, we'll see. Maybe someone along the line that we know might get a PlayStation 5. We'll just tell them to get this too. Or we'll just buy it and wait for someone to get a PlayStation.
Oh no, no, it's on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Microsoft Windows, so we'll be able to jam.
Well, guess what we're fucking doing then?
Mm-hmm.
I can see this also being a game where you're not really focused on. I mean, the probably time or length that it takes you to play the game being a couple of hours. It's not going to be a long base,
You
but
see,
it might be something you want to do more than once.
that's the thing is we don't know. This could be a far more in-depth game than we could be, but that was also a product of it having, us having such little information about it.
Yeah, I think for me, I saw it as an ad when I was going through my YouTube daily videos that I watch, and this had popped up, and I pressed skip before figuring out the actual name of the fucking thing, and eventually, now through googling, I have found it. Um,
Yeah, I've
saw it,
seen
and
some of the.
it actually piqued my interest very quickly.
Yeah, because there's very few games where you get to actually play as
The
an
pet,
animal, let alone a domestic cat.
yeah. Uh, but again, also like just the cinematic point of it, or the visual style of the game, it was a very beautiful
Yeah, it looks
style.
awesome, and I can imagine what it's going to look like on a PS5.
Or even just a PC that can, with the specs being updated on anything that you you
Well,
have. It's all
we'll
based on
see when
what you
it
have.
comes out if my rig is still.
Yeah, maybe it only comes out on Windows 11 con.
Let's not get into that.
Okay, you want to move on to the next one?
Sure.
So next is another game that you and we have played. We love the original Horizon Zero Dawn game, pretty much open world, post-apocalyptic style scenario. But hearing that they have made a second game, being the Forbidden West, I am skeptical, but still kind of excited.
I don't know. I'm pretty keen. I think if the team that it's the same studio, if they can bring the exact same thing that they brought, that
That they came out with in the first game.
yeah, I don't know how to really summarize what it was about
From
Horizon Zero Dawn.
that was everything. The mechanics of the game, the lore, the story of the game was fantastic. The visuals, being
Yeah.
the animation and everything, or the work that came into the game, and the creation of it itself, it
So if
was
they
an
could just
extremely beautiful.
yeah,
You can
if they
go
can
up
just
to.
expand that, I think that they've got another winner on their hands.
Yeah, I mean, because the first game being an open world style game, you can travel to not necessarily full open world. There are some limitations to where the character can go, but obviously
Yeah.
that's every game. But looking at the open world style, being able to travel to a top of a mountain and stare down at the rest of the valley, I mean, they captured the beauty of the game extremely well. And if they managed to do that exact same thing that they did with the first one, I am here for it 100%.
Yeah, definitely. What is that releasing on though?
I think it is it not just a
Look, I
PlayStation
don't
exclusive?
um Sony PlayStation 4 and 5, but I do expect that they will bring it out on PC eventually.
Yeah, well, if they start expanding to Microsoft, Microsoft gets the rights to release it.
Well, I mean,
It would no longer.
uh, the first game came out on PC. Granted, that was like 3 years after its original.
Yeah, by then anyone on Xbox that wanted to play it probably played it on PlayStation already. If you have an Xbox, you most likely have a PlayStation. Let's put it out there. That's the
Well,
thing.
no, is that Windows, Microsoft Windows, not Xbox.
Well, who owns Xbox?
Yeah, no, but
Remember the rights
in
given.
this
As long
in
it
this
depends on
instance,
contracts.
it was only on PlayStation 4 and Microsoft Windows,
Yeah,
and
but
it was
the
a
the
three-year difference.
the point being that if Microsoft gets the hand on it earlier on enough, if they're able to reproduce and produce it to Xbox, they definitely would.
Yeah, but that's a contract thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I can understand Sony allowing it on PC because PC is sort of the neutral ground in the console wars. But look, if you've got a PC, you've got an Xbox.
so where do you stand, in your console war uh, point of view?
I like PlayStation and I have a PC, so I have all three.
You hadn't stated Xbox.
Huh?
You didn't state Xbox.
Yes, because if you've got a PC, if you've got a modern gaming PC that's got
Well,
half a decent
yeah, but you have
GPU.
to at least get access to the Xbox Live for
Oh yeah, no, of
certain things.
course. Yeah,
But
uh,
yes, no.
Xbox, especially with Game Pass. Uh, I'm is effectively for a good couple months. I was running just an Xbox because I was using an Xbox controller.
Yeah, well, again, that's I'm putting my vast opinion out there. Console wars, fucking stupid.
They are fucking
That is my
stupid.
fucking opinion.
Like what you like. PC
Yeah,
is always better.
play what play what you want to play, like what you want to like. As long as you have a PC, you're a winner.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
swiftly
not
moving.
the glorious PC gaming race for nothing.
Yeah, what's this master race type of yeah? Fucking please.
No, no, but I do think that the console wars are. But play
They
what
each they
you
each
want
have their
to.
own merits. They
Yeah,
each have their own sole
I mean,
release games that are fantastic.
and look, for the reason I'm going to continue buying PlayStation is so that I can continue playing Ratchet and Clank.
Exactly. I mean, if at anything I move back to or move to Xbox would be running the Halo.
No longer. You don't even need to worry about that.
You see, that's the thing. So all
Yeah,
depends
it's
on.
actually
Oh,
that's
there's also
another
what
bit of
Gears of War. Gears of War would also be a sole
nope.
Xbox. Really? Also released on
I
PC?
played through a couple months ago. I played through the first three Gears of War
Xbox, I
on
think we
PC.
found a loop in your fucking contract here.
But that's another bit of gaming news is that it's the open weekend. If you got an invite for uh, Halo Infinite for the open beta or the no sorry closed beta alpha system stress test
Testing,
thing.
having fun, just go play the game. If you
Yeah,
have it, go play it. Halo's
if you
definitely
got an
a
invite,
yeah.
do
If you
it
have an invite,
while you
and
watching us
yeah,
to go play
if you
Halo.
have it and you're not streaming right now, and instead you're watching this bullshit, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Go do the right thing and send us a link. We'd also would like to watch. Maybe we'll host you on this channel too.
For all three viewers.
All three viewers, yes, definitely. That's three more than they had before, unless it's the same people.
True.
Uh,
What are your um? My wife would like me to note that Sims Cottage Living has just come out, and she's
yes,
living her cottage core dreams.
yes, and the increase from 14,000 Rand for the entire Sims set has now gone up a price because of a release of a new DLC.
But look, Steph and I got into a conversation about will EA ever bring out a Sims 5? I don't think that's going to happen. I
I
think
don't
that
think they need to.
mm-mm, they're
Anything they
The
release from now
expansion,
on can be released as DLCs for Sims 4.
yeah, the DLC architecture that they have, and it's too good. There's no point for them to develop and bring out a new Sims game.
No, they're like what, 12, 13 DLCs at the moment.
No, no, much more.
How much?
I'm gonna go and have a look. Do
No,
you
I've
wanna
just got
bring up
the back comment behind me, more like 42 from
Okay.
my wife, who at the same time is also busy enjoying the cottage living lifestyle of Sims. Um,
we're effectively the four of us are effectively sitting in a room.
yeah, we're pretty much all in one room. Just well, yeah, they're busy talking to each other at this point. But I will say
Okay.
I have gone back in time recently, and I'm trying to pull you with me, but you're kind of holding on too tight. Just come back a bit. Come join
Oh,
me.
45.
45 DLCs for one fucking game. I swear to God, there must be a record.
It's ridiculous.
Fucking call Ripley's because you will not believe this bullshit. 45 fucking DLC releases for a single game.
Ah,
That is insane.
45 DLCs totaling 8,435 rand.
Is that just the DLCs on its own?
That's just the DLCs, but some of them are on 25 and 50% off.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know what they're doing. They do not need to ever make another game again. Just keep rolling DLCs out. Stop making, yeah, stop making every game that you ever made. Just make DLCs for Sims.
Just
Yeah,
make DLCs for
make
them.
a Formula One DLC if you'd like to. Make a Forza DLC. Make what's this?
But look,
FA Cup DLC shit as well. Just make DLCs, guys.
as somebody who spent 4 hours playing Sims today,
And you
it's
and you gave me
it's
shit about playing that much time, spending that much time on Minecraft.
womp womp. What's our next topic, Bill?
Before you get hammered for no fucking reason, we'll move on to something actually extremely exciting. Actually, well, let's give it a little thing, and then we'll actually go to something I know a topic you wanted to talk about: the release of the Green Knight trailer.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get many uh half fantasy or dark fantasy, grimdark type movies, and this one looks damn good. So,
Yeah, you literally told me to watch the trailer 2 minutes before the stream, and it actually piqued my interest quite quickly.
look, I worry that it's gonna get a bit muddy and they're gonna lose themselves, but I've got some faith in this movie. It looks good. Uh, it's I don't know. It gets me excited because
Well, I mean, if we look at the cast, a lot of some of these people, I mean, you don't really hear of, but well, I mean, okay, except Aaron Kellerman, which was the main villain in the Winter Soldier, the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. Also got Joel Edgerton playing the Lord, bringing back a
and
very good actor.
Dev Patel as Gawain. He was in. Why have I forgotten the name of the movie? He was in Slumdog Millionaire. He
Yes,
was in.
I mean, just looking at again, it's some
Okay,
of these people or some of these casts you don't
and
necessarily know a
he
lot
was in
about, but I
Chappie.
mean, he was in.
Uh,
Yes, he was. He played the scientist, if I'm not mistaken, in Chappie.
and the one about the lion, the tiger in
Life
the
of
boat.
Pi.
Life of Pi. Thank you. I can't. Uh,
Without even knowing what the fuck you're thinking of, I already know the name of the movie. But yeah, all around, I mean, old actors that had amazing careers with new actors that have, come up out of pretty much nowhere,
yeah,
and a
and I
lot of
mean,
actors getting their first chance. Actors and actresses, I'm referring as one to all.
And
Um,
also Alicia Vikander, who was Lara Croft in that unfortunate Tomb Raider movie.
yeah, we again certain things we skip out. This being one of them. But no, definitely. I saw the trailer. This is something I don't know too much about the Green Knight or its lore or the how it came about, how they decided
It's
to make a
a
movie.
Arthurian story, actually. So hopefully it ends up being good.
Well, I'm excited by what I've seen in the trailer. Hopefully, it's not one of those where everything in the trailer is all the action pack that you are going to see. Um, but a lot I'm actually quite interested in. I'm very excited to see what
Yeah.
comes out of it. Uh, and then
Okay.
moving
The
on,
hot button topic.
yes, being what is being released and pre-ordered at the moment.
Are you
Being
pre-ordering one?
no. I am not about to put $5 discount on
Five
something.
dollar.
It is. It's $5, not discounts. $5. What do you? How do you? Come on, English. You know the fucking word. Deposit. Thank you.
A $5 deposit.
You need a $5 deposit, which doesn't get included in the overall price. The console itself was expected to, I think, be released in December 2021 for shipping for the first batch. And looking at the okay, so what I've pulled up here is the general news about the device coming out. But looking at the specs of this, and you and I have had discussions of this before of this specific device. It is a computer. It is a computer in a 7-inch screen in your hands, you know, with a controller
Look,
and a lot of possibilities of what you can do with it.
if I had the money, I would drop it immediately.
No, definitely. I mean,
No chance about that because this is I don't expect to be running big triple A or playing Apex or CS on this. What I see this as is the perfect indie machine. So all the games that I keep going on at you about.
that
This is
is. I don't even know if this is showing in the stream right now. No, it is not.
yeah. I went and I double checked. It's about 6 grand
It is
without.
5,800 rand for just a straight conversion for the lower end model, being the 64 gigabit version at $399.
Yeah.
That is not bad, especially because it is expandable storage.
Look, that's what you're gonna pay for a Switch.
Yeah,
So
you're going
it's
to pay that much
understandable.
anyway. So something,
My
in my personal opinion, that's more powerful than the Switch. Looking at the specs of this device itself. I mean, having a refresh rate of 60 hertz with a 3.5 gigahertz CPU, which is at this point like a low end gaming PC
hell,
or
my
a medium
okay,
end.
CPU clock speed. Yeah, it's about a medium end because you could probably safely clock it at about 3 constant, and yeah, it's a great altogether package.
Yeah, I mean
My
it's
worry, though, before we continue, is Steam or Valve has a terrible habit of not supporting the products that they put out. So
are
much
we
like
referring
this,
to Half-Life 3?
no. So the Steam controller, the
Mhm.
Steam Link, and their VR. Three great products that could have done exceptionally well, but Valve didn't back those products up and they failed. So my worry with the the Steam Deck is that they're going to release this awesome product, people are going to snap it up, and then there's going to be no follow through.
Well, look at it. If you're looking at the only competition against this being the Switch, being Nintendo versus Valve, Nintendo versus Steam, it's what is your preference? If you are a
I,
massive
I
Nintendo fan, you know the Switch is there, available, ready for you to buy.
look
You know,
if this is everything it promises to be, this is a straight Switch killer
it is.
because
I mean, just
I own a Switch. You owned a Switch.
yes, I owned and then sold a Switch.
The the issue with the Switch is the price of their games. Hades, which cost me, uh, well, granted I did get it as a birthday gift from you guys, but it was like 200 Rand on special, 400 full price. It's like 500 Rand on special on the
Switch.
Nintendo store,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
I
So,
mean, also with the positives of it's still running as a Steam. I mean, you log in with your account, your games are available to you, and they
yeah,
still run the exact same sales that they have, the Steam Summer Sale, the Lunar Sale, and so forth like that. So
and they're weeklies.
yeah,
This is
and
this
they
is
weekly
the
drops.
this is going to, if again, this is, it comes with a big if Valve supports it and they can follow up on the promises that they've made, this is going to be the premier portable gaming device.
Yeah, I mean, I've been asked why on earth would I want a PC that I can, besides personal computer, besides being a laptop that I can walk around and game with. I mean, first of all, I cannot walk around with my computer and a controller and play at the same time. Not only
Exactly.
that, I can't lie on the couch while my wife watches TV and play games because my
Yeah, I
computer's in
can.
a completely different room.
In that instance, I don't have to be here. I can go and I can lay in bed and I can play any, like, if you look at the games that they have on that screen that you're showing there,
Yeah, being
it
obviously
is
Hades, which is one that,
Control,
yeah, Control, which you made me buy recently, as well as Hades, which
uh,
one that I've
and
been
Doom and
fighting.
Ghost Runner.
Yeah, but I mean, looking my perspective of looking at controller-based situations, Hades is one game that I
You
will fight
can't
you tooth and
play.
nail. I cannot fight with. I cannot play with
No,
a mouse and keyboard. I need to play with a controller, and the fact that the Switch itself is a or not the Switch, sorry, the
the
Steam Deck
Steam Deck.
has a controller built in. I mean, the two pads with below the thumbsticks being for actual cursor control, like you would with a mouse. Um, Also being built very much to a SCUF controller with additional buttons at the back.
Yeah, with
Uh,
the triggers.
yeah, the tip
My
triggers.
the small gripe that I have with it is the placements of the sticks. They should have done
Xbox style.
this,
Again,
so the offsets,
yeah.
because that
So,
is just more comfortable for
well, I mean,
gaming.
looking at the way they've designed this, it is not a detachable handles like the Switch, but the if I can pull up another image here. Um, So looking at the actual imaging for this in terms of comfortability to the hand, might take me a second to find. It looks like it is built to fit more comfortably than a Switch does. I mean,
Oh
for
yeah,
what
no,
we've
I
seen,
can't.
the Switch has small indents on the outside for you to be able to grip it with. This seems like it's got a more comfortable feel, which is
Yeah,
exactly
no,
what you want. If you want to sit and play games for hours, you want to be able to sit comfortably and do so. And I think they,
dude, the number of hand cramps that I've had from using my Switch,
yeah,
like
I was about to
playing
say,
through
please
Hollow
continue with
Knight.
the rest of that story.
Like when I was playing with Hollow Knight, every 20 minutes I'd have to take a break because my hands were cramping, which
Yeah,
is
it's an awkward grip. Otherwise, you have to spend additional money just trying to buy the Elite controller or play
no,
with
but I
the.
don't want another controller. I want it to come comfortable straight out of the box.
Yeah,
And
again, it's
if you look at the edges on the Steam Deck there, it looks comfortable.
and it looks clean. I mean, the way they've done it, obviously, opposite of what um, Switch has done with the detachable
Mm.
devices. They still have included the possibility of docking this so that you can
Yeah, I
connect it
mean it's
to a mouse
USB-C
and keyboard
compatible.
and yeah, connect it to a monitor or a TV. You can still connect through mouse and keyboard for any of those who still want to continue playing as normal. The
Yeah, it's
possibilities are sort of endless
it's great for
with
people
this.
who don't want to get into the PC gaming market at the current entry price. It's going to be a great gaming focused device.
Yeah, I mean, looking at what we recently purchased in terms of my wife's PC, we could have gotten two of these, and that's buying an entry level gaming PC
Yeah,
where it can
I
run
mean it's
most modern
got
games.
good pretty good specs.
Yeah.
So, uh, look, before I even start saving for one of these, I will wait to see what people say about it. Though I
Yes.
do think that it might be a good idea to save up to get the 512.
No, well, for me, I think I'm going to be keeping. I would keep it at the 64 gig and then get because it's expandable storage being an SD card. So I mean, buying yourself a 1 terabyte SD card at 3, 4, 500 bucks.
I just want to double check your math there. Math there. One. Uh, yeah, no, 3.5 grand.
For a 1 terabyte.
Yep.
Let's look at what 500. But even still, I mean, it's depending
Look,
on
it
what you
is.
want.
It's more attractive. The reason why I say the 512 is because it is a NVMe,
Yeah, so it is
so
also
it's going to
built-in
be
storage. It'll be faster.
blazingly fast.
Yeah,
I mean, that's faster than an SSD.
yeah.
So look, again, I'm very keen on this. I'm excited to see if Valve sticks the landing with
What
it.
I'm also
Because
excited
if they
is
do,
just what do they call opportunities? I mean, there's opportunities all over the place with this type of thing. The ability to or your limits to what you could do with this device are seemingly endless. I know I watched a review where they had spoken about being able to wipe it and then put an actual operating system on it, of which you can then download Steam. I wouldn't do so.
no,
I
no.
definitely know you wouldn't either because it's kind of pointless.
Yeah,
Uh,
look, I've got no qualms with actually paying for video games.
yeah, and at the same time,
Especially at the prices that Valve or that Steam gives you games twice a year, at
yeah, not
least
only that,
twice
and
a
on a
year.
weekly basis with
Yeah.
maybe not their most big and upcoming, but quite a few of their good games that actually give you a lot of discounts. So
And this is particularly attractive for me because I play so many indie games. I don't, play the big
well, I'm looking at the specs that they provided. I don't even think indie games are going to be
the thing. It's
the
gonna
thing.
be
It's going to
full.
be like, I mean, looking at the games that they've posted on there, you could definitely run Doom on this type of device
Hmm?
easily, and that's a major um, story-based game and lots of graphics, lots of requirements in terms of
Yeah, I mean Doom, especially Doom Eternal, is
yeah.
a very graphics intensive game. But Control, I see another screenshot here has got Jedi: The Fallen Order. So
That's
if it
going
can
to
run
require a
Destiny,
lot. If it
uh,
can run games pretty much like
if,
Stick Fight with a whole bunch of explosions and not crash on you immediately, I'm
but I'm waiting
definitely
to
worth
see
it.
if it can run balloons.
I highly doubt that, Connor. I don't think it would be able to run balloons.
You laugh. Balloons crashed my PC the other night.
Yeah, but that's also because you have a shit computer.
Really?
I just fixed mine.
Yeah, you did, but you still don't have the same graphics card. No, but look, with game, why I say balloons is because it's not graphically intensive. It is a process heavy game.
But it's
So when
also
you
it is also a game that you're going to spend hours on.
Yeah.
It's not
So
something you
and
spend
that's
five
the
minutes
thing is
doing.
it's like the same with Destiny. Is if it can run Destiny at 60 frames, no issues, I might lose my job.
Yeah, because we all be up and quitting with this. So no, definitely I agree with you.
No,
If
it looks like a great piece of tech.
and if they
It'll
allow
just
for additional add-ons, because I mean the Switch finally allowed for YouTube availability in terms of download. If they
mm.
allow for certain apps like that to be downloaded as additional content, it's again another reason to leave Switch. Nintendo
Look,
might
the
actually
Switch
have a run for
is
its money.
becoming a less and less attractive device
Mm.
because of the high entry cost. They're only now bringing out an OLED screen, which I just want to double check. Uh,
That is going to be more scratch.
um, So the OLED Switch is starting at $349.
That is just $349.
Hmm.
That's a little bit cheaper than this.
Yeah, but what's the?
So the 64 cost for this is 399.
I'm just trying to see because the Switch's internal storage has been trash. I mean,
Yeah.
both Steph and I use. Okay, so it's also at 64 gig, but I don't know. We couldn't have both Mario and
Well, I mean, if you're
Breath
looking
of
at
the
this
Wild.
being the display for this game being a 7-inch LCD touchscreen, like device, being able to run on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, USB-C with display ports, all of this kind of trumps like that extra what 30 40 or sorry 40 $50 difference between that and the new OLED screen. I would still lean more
I would
towards.
still go towards but it's more than the specs. It's more than what the device is or who's making it. It's about the availability of the games because we're buying it for the games and being able to play almost everything except for Nintendo titles. Because I mean, you can get the Master Chief Collection on PC,
Yeah,
on Steam. You're going to be able to play all of these games on the Steam Deck. The Switch plays majority Nintendo, overpriced Nintendo products, and some indie developer games.
yeah. So I mean, no, it's
It's
definitely something I'm looking forward to. I wouldn't purchase it pre-order. I wouldn't
No, I wouldn't get
pre-order
it
the
out the
device,
gate either.
but I am definitely keeping an eye out for reviews on
Oh,
it when it
definitely,
eventually comes out. Um, and it might be
definitely
something.
see what.
Yeah, if the reviews are good and there aren't any issues or any severe problems with it, and it actually takes off as well as I'd hope, it might increase or change price depending. But
Yeah, I might take one of these over PS5.
no, definitely at that price, definitely. But no, I'm very excited.
Yeah, same here.
Let us know in the comments what you guys are excited for. If any new release of games, any new trailers that might have piqued your interest, so forth like that. We definitely like to hear them. Give us your point of view of whether you take Switch over the Steam. Let's start a new console war, being the
The
handheld touchscreen console war
Switch versus
between
Steam Deck.
yeah
Tell
Switch
us
Nintendo versus Valve.
if you say Switch over Steam Deck, we will tell you that you're wrong. And yeah,
And if you want to understand why, just refer back to this video. No, this week's episode kind of very short, very sweet. We're kind of doing, as we said, a potluck. We've just discussed random topics that have come out in terms of news, trailers that have been dropped recently for upcoming stuff, and so it's not as long as the usual ones, but definitely still exciting, especially in terms of what's coming next. Um, no, I'm excited. A lot
yeah,
of big
yeah,
things are coming. Ignoring, putting aside what we've discussed in the past in terms of, Marvel and all of that and the main movie cinematic universe. Outside of that, I'm quite
yeah.
excited.
There's some cool shit happening.
Yeah. But let us know what you guys think. Let us know down in the comments. This will be up within the next hour or so on YouTube. Go follow us there. Go like, subscribe, all that nice stuff. You know where to find us on Twitch. And remember,
Your audio dropped out.
really,
Yeah,
what do you mean it dropped out? In the Discord?
you disappeared.
Oh, damn. I hope it didn't disappear in the actual stream itself. Uh, but yes. Well, I didn't say anything. I kind of paused, hoping you would say the rest of the sentence,
Oh,
Connor. We
sorry. I
finish
thought
each
you were
other's
finishing that
sandwiches.
up.
We're supposed to finish.
Sandwiches.
Yes, we're supposed to finish each other's sandwiches. Yes.
But yeah, we have opinions.
Yes, we've been absolute buggery, and we have opinions. Join us again next week Saturday. Different topic. We'll let you know once we
We
find out.
figure it out. Yeah.
Well, thanks guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.